All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. Right. And title of this lesson is Digital IDs Will Lead to the Bowl of Rice. Digital IDs will lead to the bowl of rice. Okay. And with that being said, let me start off with Revelations 13 and 16, straight to the point. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a MARK in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the MARK. Really? You gonna beep at me? Salakia. Save he that had the MARK, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, going into 666. All right. So, going into these mandatory digital IDs that were just put out in the UK. All right, which we got brothers out there in the UK too. Okay. And may Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah be with them, which that the digital ID is not the MARK of, the B system. Because you got a lot of people saying, oh, that's it. That's the Charagma. No, it's not. All right. That will lead, okay, into the actual MARK. All right. That bowl of rice. What they're doing right now is just they're gradually, all right, programming your mind to believe that these things are normal, which that is made mandatory out there in the UK, but it's about to be it's going to be made mandatory out here also, which they've been already telling you for a couple, I think since last year. All right. I think they've been telling you about these real IDs that they were going to bring out here in America. I know I've been hearing about them for a while now. It's the same thing as the digital ID. Okay. Hold on real quick. Let me make this left. It's the same thing as a digital ID. Okay. And all it is just they're grabbing and gathering your information into one thing at a time until eventually it comes out on that bowl of rice. All right. And you have to actually physically put it into your hand. Okay. This ID is not physically being put into your hand. It's just like a backup ID. We got to see how it plays out over here. Okay. But we know for sure that that's not the MARK, man. We know that it's the RFID. Okay. So if anybody tells you otherwise, all right, they're going way off. Okay. Which, when you go into that word MARK, it goes into Charagma. All right. Which Charagma goes into Charax, and Charax goes into Grapho. All right. Charagma is basically it's I believe that's actually Charax that is sharpened to the point. But Charagma goes into, an actual physical mark being branded upon you. Okay. And then, it being the number 666 goes into Chi Phi stigma. All right. Which stigma goes into, that you had the slaves back in the day, they bore the name of their gods. Okay. They literally bore the name of their gods. They branded themselves with the names of their gods on their bodies. Okay. And that's what you're going to see today. Okay. In these days that we're in, you're going to see these devils, okay, make you a digital slave. All right. And basically to worship their digital Messiah, which is a whole new God. Okay, we're coming into a new world order, so it requires a new God. Okay, the all this religion and all that shit, to them it's all out of date. You see, this is why it's so crucial for you to get the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and this truth while it's still out there. You see, because once it's gone forever. All right, and if you don't have it, you're not gonna be able to make it out in these streets, man, without the names, without this truth. Okay, so again, it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. Okay, everybody worldwide. All right, this is not like the scriptures tell you in Habakkuk. He's going to heap all nations together. How is he going to heap all these nations together? He's going to heap the nations together through this digital system that he's trying to set in. All right, and this is why the dollar is falling, which it pretty much is done for. None of these countries, all right, are dealing with America anymore, man. Everybody has moved on to the BRICS. Okay, nobody wants to deal with America. Nobody cares about America. And they're at the point where, scriptures say the beast shall hate the whore. All right. These nations already hate America, man, because America always trying to do something out of the ordinary, man, and do something extra, and always trying to lead everybody to the ways of Babylon, man. And not everybody's with that. Which at the end of the day, all these top nation leaders, they're all in cahoots with each other, man. They know exactly what's going on, right? And it's ultimately Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that's putting, the thoughts in these devils' minds to do the things that they do, all right? So, just like in their agenda is to make you suffer to the point where you go to them for help and need of help. Okay, and the scriptures warned you about that, to not go and run to Egypt for help. Okay, let's grab that real quick. Get it now since I'm at the red light. This is Isaiah 30. This is Isaiah 30:1. And it says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me. All right, yeah, they listen to the ways of Esau. They listen to the nonsense that Esau always has to push. Okay, they don't take the counsel of the Lord. They don't listen to the prophets. The prophets out there 24/7 telling you what's about to happen. All right, and they still ignoring it. So they're not taking the counsel of the Lord. Okay. It says that take counsel, but not of me. And that cover. Stop behind me. Nah. It says that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. And that's what's going to eventually happen. They're going to add sin to sin. And when you go and take that damn sea hip, all right, you're adding sin upon sins. All right, a whole bunch of sins at once. That's the ultimate sin. All right, because what did the Lord say, man? Anybody that take that MARK is going to feel the wrath and indignation of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and the Lamb and the angels, man. You see? So, a second. It says, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. Yeah. See, because back in the day you had, when one went to acquire of the Lord, they went to the prophets, man. And the prophets will give them through the spirit, because the Lord does nothing but reveal the secrets unto the servants, the prophets. So he will give the answer to give whoever went to inquire of the Lord. Okay. So that's how you will always strengthen yourselves, basically, and these people ain't strengthening themselves in the strength of the Lord, man. All right. They're not strengthening themselves in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to be able to go against Pharaoh, okay, which the modern day Pharaoh is Mr. Trumpets over here. Okay. So, give me 1 second. It says, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Yeah, and this place is full of confusion. Babylon the Great. Okay, it's a place of straight confusion. Always been confusion. Okay. The fact that these people are putting their full trust in the society and this governments, all right, when they come and present you with that mandatory, which they're starting to do it now, and you see how the people raise up against it, they're like, oh no, that don't sound right. You see, but that's him showing his horns, man. That's him showing you and doing what the scriptures already told you was going to happen. It was only a matter of time, man. You see? And these people still can't wrap their head around that the end is coming in their time. All right? The end is here, man. There's no way around it. You see it every single day happening. Things are getting worse and worse. Like I'm parking right now. It's getting worse and worse. All right? Nothing out of this place reaps benefits, man. Nothing here is good for you or is righteous for you, man. Everything around us is completely wicked, and that's why this place has to go. All right. So now I can read because I parked. So it says, going back to 3, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Okay. Now if you jump to 31, it says, woe to them. Woe means what? Destruction. Destruction to them that go down to Egypt for help. And we know that this place, all right, is what? Spiritually Sodom and Egypt, as the scriptures tell you, man. All right. This is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Sodom because all this fagonometry bullshit that's going on around the world. Okay. And Egypt because we still in slavery, man. We are still in bondage, subject to payments. Okay, it might not look like it because we ain't got the chains and shackles on our feet and hands. All right, but they have mentally enslaved our people out here, man. So it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. Yeah, because horses represent power, man. And a lot of these people follow these people because the power that they have. They instill fear in you, man. They instill fear to you to the point where you'll sit there and be like, oh man, I gotta do this because they're saying this is gonna happen if I don't. Man, that we don't care about that, man, because it's not about what you want. It's about what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai wants. Okay, and the Lord gave us specific rules to follow. Okay, and laws to obey, and one of them was not to take the MARK, man, not to trust in the shadow of Egypt ever. Okay, because trusting in the shadow of Egypt, look what happened in the time of Joseph with the Pharaoh when they went through the famine, all right, which is Genesis 47. Okay, that chapter 18 around there. Okay, it explains that that basically their money and their livestock, okay, was they're pretty much gone at that time, and it left them with nothing but their physical selves and their land. And what did they do? They were offering themselves, okay, for exchange of food. That's what this devil's gonna do in these days, man. Okay, the devil in these days is gonna put you in a predicament for your life, all right, without food and water. And he's going to basically have you begging, okay? This is why, again, it is important to have the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, because you shall not want anything, okay? We're not going to be begging for the system of Esau to save us. we're going to stay here and beg for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah to crack them clouds. All right? So when you read that Genesis 47, you see how everybody reacted in those days, man. And this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So the same way them Egyptians in that time were giving themselves up, okay, is the same it's the same way the Egyptians are going to give themselves up in this time. And because our people love to follow the heathens, all right, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to end up following the heathen, all right, and the heathens are going to draw them to their destruction, man. All right, let's go to matter of fact, Isaiah 36, something right here. This is Isaiah 36 and 5. I say, sayest thou, but they are but vain words. I have counsel and strength for war. Now on whom dost thou trust, that thou rebellest against me? Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him, you see? So you putting your trust in Egypt here, putting your trust in Pharaoh, he gonna have you leaning toward his side. And to be on his side is gonna require for you to take what? The MARK, that Rice Krispie treat. You see? That's why it's gonna end up piercing into your right hand. All right, which you're gonna have people that's gonna try to be slick and stick it on their left, stick it in their neck. It don't matter, man. Whether there's gonna be so many, C-hips in that time and different brands and shit that they're gonna make it convenient to you. They're gonna make it seem cool, So people gonna be getting all types of them. All right, whether it be in the right hand or be in the forehead, it's still gonna be in your body, man. And again, that actual MARK is an actual RFID C-hip, okay? It's not no digital tattoo. It's not no digital ID, okay? It's an actual physical, all right? A physical thing that's going to be inserted into your skin, pierced into your skin with a stake, all right? That looks like a cross. There's hundreds of videos, thousands and thousands and thousands of videos that brothers are putting out constantly of letting you know what this MARK is, man. Now, whether you want to be ignorant to it or not, that's on you. All right, we already know that 2/3 is gonna be ignorant to it, but we know that 1/3 is gonna take heed of the word of the Lord, and as the scriptures say, all right, the sheep hear my voice and they follow me, man. We're going to listen to what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and believe in what he's saying, right? Because we see that everything he has been written is coming to play and coming to pass right in our faces, man. And the scriptures tell you, man, not a jot or tittle, all right, is going to pass until all things be fulfilled here on earth. So let's read that again. It says Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, if you lean towards the help of Egypt, all right, it will go into his hand and pierce it. Because the ultimate piece of security is what, man? That they're going to offer you this bowl of rice. This is why there's about to be a great famine of the word and of actual food and water, man, which is all orchestrated by your elites to make you suffer, to make you beg. Okay? As a matter of fact, I think that's in the, let me see this in the 28. This is Deuteronomy 28, which is one of the curses upon our people. Give me 1 second. Hold on, give me 1 second. Scriptures tell you in Deuteronomy 28 that you should go to the enemies for the want of all things. All right. Hold on, give me 1 second. Am I passing right by it? And I don't even have an extra phone to do it with my. Give me 1 second. Why am I passing right by it? Shit. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I passed it like 100 times. I kept looking right at it. It says, therefore, I'll start from 45. As a matter of fact, let me start from 44. It says, I'll start at 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Yeah. All right. You got Esau that's on high right now. What does the scriptures tell you? All right. I have seen servants upon horses, man. All right. Servants upon horses. All right. When it says servants upon horses, is because the ones that are high, which horses represent power, all right, they're really truly supposed to be the servants, man. All right. All these nations are going into slavery and in captivity when Yahushua comes back. Okay. So the Lord said that he has seen servants upon horses, right? And princes walking as servants upon the earth, man. See, we're at the bottom. We're at the bottom of society. The Lord has made us very low. All right. He has made them the head and he has made us the tail, man. So everything that this devil does, we follow it. All right. It says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. All right. And that's what he's about to do. He about to lend you, all right, that bowl of rice. Why? Because you're going to want what he has to offer because you don't have it anymore. You're going to want to go back to society. You're going to want to go back to eating this nasty ass bullshit food. Okay. Eating the king's meat, basically. Okay. They're going to want to go back to eating their little stupid McDonald's and Burger Kings, you know? So it says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. All right. And this is why people are constantly being destroyed, man, because the wages of sin is death. All right. So us being in these curses is because we constantly sin. Because the Lord told you, if you do the things that I have, told you to do, you will be blessed with these things. But if you go against, right, you will be cursed. Okay. And it says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Yeah, you trusted in the shadow of Egypt. You didn't hearken unto the voice of the Lord, which was the prophets that are out there constantly putting this work in, man. And the elders and apostles have been telling you this for 35, 40 years, man. Same thing over and over again. And look, it's all coming to the light right now. It says, till thou be destroyed, because thou hast hearkened not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh, thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord Yahweh, thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee. You see, the Lord's been sending these enemies against us forever because we have forever not been listening. All right. The only ones that are listening are the elect. All right. And they have been woken up. This is the great awakening. And we're all woken up. All right. In order. There's an order to this thing. So it says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger. Okay. That's what you're about to do. You're about to starve us. The famine that's coming, ultimately is coming of the Lord. All right. But he going to put the spirit on this devil to orchestrate it, man. And they're going to orchestrate that famine. You already see these what do you call it? The docks that hold all our food and all that. They're not filled up like they used to be. You don't have all this food that we used to always get coming in. We're limited to what we have, and what we have left here, that's it. After that shit is done, Mr. You already know, BG, all right, Mr. Gates, okay, he done bought up all the farms out here. All right, so the next thing he's gonna present to you is his meat, the king's meat, okay, which is bioengineered, mixed in with human flesh. Okay, which all this meat that we have out here, believe it or not, somewhere down the line, this is why you're supposed to be praying on your food, man. You're supposed to pray on your food all the time because you don't know what you're eating. You are in Babylon the Great. Okay, it might look appealing, it might look good, but at the end of the day, you should know that it probably got something that's not supposed to be in it. Okay, and this is why we're supposed to be on what? A lot of pulse and water. I mean, a lot of pulse and vegetables, man, which it goes into water. And yeah, that tells you in the Daniel, the first chapter. Okay, when you are constantly, vegetables do what, man? They clean your system out, and then when you're constantly in water, all right, that's making your body healthy, and you won't fiend for all these foods that they have out here. Because the food out here is so poisoned that's why it makes you fiend for it. You eat it, and then next thing you know, yeah, it's still hungry, and you're still looking for the same thing. All right? Well, let's finish this. It says, because thou serve not the Lord Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, which means shame, all right, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until they have destroyed thee. Okay, yeah, they had yokes upon our necks with chains and all that, but now it's going to be a new yoke. All right, now it's going to be that new chain. It's going to be that charagma that they're about to instill in you, man. That's going to be like, what did they tell you in the UK? You can't work unless you have this digital ID. That's preparation. That's gradualism, man. Because the MARK tells you what? That you cannot buy or sell unless he had the MARK. Okay? So now you can't work if you don't have this. And if you can't work, you can't sell something, right? And if you don't work, you can't buy nothing. Simple as that. So the Lord has put a certain spirit on those that don't believe that they're going to go to Egypt for help for the want of all things, man. And that's going to be the shame and destruction. All right. Matter of fact, let's read that again in 36, in Isaiah 36 and 6. Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him. Okay. Now let's grab Isaiah Psalms 21. This is Psalms 21. Let me take it from, you know what, I'll read the whole thing. It says, the king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord Yahweh, and in thy salvation, how greatly shall he rejoice. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and has not withholden the request of his lips, Salah. For thou preventest him with the blessings of goodness, thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. He asked life of thee, and thou gavest him even length of days forever and ever. His glory is great, in thy salvation, honor and majesty hast thou laid upon him. For thou hast made him most blessed forever. Thou hast made him exceeding glad with thy countenance. For the king trusteth in the Lord Yahweh, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Okay? Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. Yeah, that's going to be in the time of those missiles, man. All right, when Yahweh shall come to take this devil out, he going to take him out with missiles. Okay? Because the pride of the heart of the pride of the Esau's heart has deceived him. So it says, for the king trusteth in the Lord Yahweh, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies, thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and fire shall devour them. Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they, this is point, for they intended evil against thee. They imagined the mischievous device which they are not able to perform, man. Yeah, because see, well, like the scriptures tell you, when the Lord, when Esau about to fill his belly, tells you that in Job, all right? When he's about to fill up his belly, what's he gonna do? He's gonna lift that standard up against them. Okay, when Esau has the world in the palm of his hand, or at least he thinks he got him in the palm of his hand, all right, that's when the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna what? He's gonna raise up that standard against them. Okay, he's gonna bring the missiles in, and most of all because of what they're planning, what their agenda is, man. Their agenda is to make a new world order, a one world satanic government. All right, having all Israelites building everything up for them. Okay, just like in the time of the pyramids, the Egyptians, that we built those, man. Don't believe the nonsense these devils tell you. Oh, spaceships came and they built that. Nah, man, our people built that, just like we built everything else in this society. Okay, America wouldn't be America if it wasn't for Israelites that built it. It was built on the bloodshed of our people. Okay, it was established by iniquity, as the scriptures tell you. All right, so it says, for they intended evil against. Yeah, that's what this devil's all about. He's about constant evil. There's nothing righteous about Esau, man. Everything, his thoughts are filled with wickedness. All right, it says, for they intended evil against thee, they imagined a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. Be thou exalted, Lord Yahweh, in thy own strength, so will we sing and praise thy power, man. So when the missiles fly, all right, yeah, that's when this devil gonna really know is that time. All right, the end of his reign. All right, which he knows it is now. That's why he's coming with great wrath, because he knows that he has but a little bit of time, man. See, his days were numbered, as the scriptures tell you, man. He has his limits that he cannot pass. Okay, and his sins have reached onto the heavens, man. So that's why the Lord has no choice but to take this devil out, man. If we stay here any longer, as the scriptures tell you in the 24th chapter of Matthew, man, there will be no flesh saved. We will be walking around all cyborgs up in here, man. This devil will take away all of humankind and turn this shit into straight Robotville out here for him. Because he a weirdo like that. You see? Let's grab this. This is Revelation 14. And nine. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his right or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You see? Anybody that takes that mark, man, you're going to have a missile waiting for you, a missile with your name on it. Okay? It says, matter of fact, let me jump to 16 and 2. I'll start at 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Okay? You're going to have the mark, and then you're going to be living in the constant ways of Esau, man. Living in his image. All right? And it says that they're going to have a grievous sore. You're going to be able to tell who ended up taking that mark, man. They're going to have pus coming out of their damn hand. A grievous sore. When you go into that grievous sore, it goes into it being pus coming out the hand. Okay? So, hey, that's pretty much the point. All right? Everything that you're seeing going on right now is going to lead to one thing. It's going to lead to that, to the charagma. Okay? And we're just another step closer. All right, but now more closer than ever, because I already know right after these IDs, that's what's coming next. That's what's coming next. If something else comes out and it prolongs, man, which, hey, the Lord can set it up that way, but we ain't trying to prolong it no more, man. Matter of fact, let me grab that. I think it's Isaiah. I don't have another phone on me, so I believe it's Isaiah 21, or it could be 12. Give me 1 second, hold on. Yeah, it's gotta be 12. As a matter of fact, it might be Ezekiel. Yeah, this is Ezekiel 12 and 22. I'll start at 21. It says, and the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying that days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Yeah, you got people that have that spirit, man. What's taking so long? You guys been saying this for years, but nothing's happening. Well, you people been talking about that Mr. Jeebus is gonna come back to save you. Where the fuck is he? You understand? Our power is long suffering, man. So our power will make us suffer for us to get the righteous deed, man. You see? It says, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the days are at hand. All right. And the Lord tell you before these things spring up, man. He tell you these things that happen, man. He declared the end from the beginning. All right. It says, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them that the days are at hand and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more, Salakia, for there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am the Lord Yahweh. I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh. How is he saying the word right now? Through the prophets. And the prophets been telling you this for, especially the elders, apostles, right? Been telling you this for 35 plus years. And look, that proverb is now being seized. All right, and it's not being used anymore because the people see what time it is, man. They see exactly what's going on. You cannot run away from the judgment of the Lord. You cannot run away from prophecy, man. All right, prophecy is here to stay until it all be fulfilled. Okay, but hey, that's pretty much the point. So with that being said, Lord willing, it was edifying. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Blessed salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.